Hey, welcome to another milepost here on the V Twin Life. V Twin Life is brought to you by a few great companies. One being Crash Inc. Clothing. You can find them out of Oregon. Great company, specialized in clothes, doing work on bikes now. You can check them out at crashinclothing.com. They got a lot of great stuff. Hey, head on over there. Maybe they got something you like. And we can't forget Wild Ass. You like pounding miles, you like riding, you want to be in comfort? Hey, maybe strap a Wild Ass under your ass and ride with an air cushion and be comfortable for hours. And can't forget Custom Dynamics, leading the industry in lighting LED technology. Man, these guys got some great stuff. So head on over to Custom Dynamics and check it out. Now, let's get to another milepost of the V Twin Life. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a random live here on the V Twin Live. Been gone for a while. It's been a lot of things going on. Been a lot of fun. Just figured, hey, why not hop on here and see what everybody's got going on, how things are going, and yeah, that's what I got going on. So we got Isle Hog Rider, Springer Mike. What's up, Das Solo? How's everything going, guys? There is a link here up in the top of the chat. I pinned it. If somebody wants to jump on here and hang out, because I'm not too good at doing this whole monkey thing, talk to myself. It's a lot easier when you got somebody else you can interact with and actually talk to, and conversations besides doing the old side chat. Nick, what's going on, brother? Hey, Brad, I sent you that link. You want to jump on? You can hop on here and make fun of me too, because something's gone, but it's coming back. But we did some things for the old charities, and the old Mile Monsters. I figured, hey, let's see if we couldn't boost some fundraising when I was a little late to the getting the monsters over mountains out there. So I said, hey, if we can raise some money, let me turn that ringer off. Fair, why not use the old use the beard as a gimmick? And I didn't think it was going to happen. Oh, Loco,
What's happening?
what's going on, man?
Speaking of beards,
Yeah. It's in the growth process, coming back.
right on. Getting there. Got a
Yeah,
long
I got a little ways to go.
a little bit.
So yeah, how things going with you, man?
Fantastic. You got me in dad mode right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got together. My wife and I both have 6 kids. So when I'm not on the bike or working, I'm dad mode, and just dropped one of them off and headed back home for some chow.
There you go.
But
Nice.
I had to get my weekly scooter ride in today. That was fantastic. I'm excited to be able to participate in the Mile Monsters, and found one of those rides that seemed to be feasible with what I can do, uh, you know, now, and I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. Let's get it done. But my wife's all about it. She and I both want to get more involved. She's truly, my the best writing partner, a guy could ask for.
Oh, I,
Yeah.
I agree. My wife's been the same way and has been so supportive of everything and is enjoying riding more and more now. I think after our trip to Sturgis, we spent 12 days on the bike, and for her before that, I think her longest day was maybe 200ish miles, and we had a couple over 500. I mean, one that was almost pushing 600, and we had so much fun, especially coming back. We took a kind of a little bit of a detour through north central Montana, and we had so much fun. Plus, having the fucking cords, the trailers made a huge difference.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, and that's something that I'm working on currently, is putting a trailer together. And I don't know if you've seen that on my
Oh
Facebook
yeah,
feed, but yeah, that thing's going to come together real nice. But similar story to you and your wife. Uh, when we started riding together, for the longest time, her longest ride was 200 miles, and longest ride in a day was 200 miles, and all of a sudden, she's like, hey, I want to go see my cousin in Phoenix, and of course we're up in Oregon, right? And I was like, well, shoot, I've been wanting to do a saddle sore 1000 for the longest time, so why why don't we try that? It would make it from here like LA. And she's like, well, okay. Being that her longest ride was 200 miles, I'm just kind of like, we're going to stop at like 6 or 7. You know what I mean? Just thinking about it. But no, she was a trooper, total badass. And the only section that she even got remotely kind of questionable about is like right at the base of the Grapevine as you're going south on the 5. From Modesto to the Grapevine, there ain't nothing for hours. You know what I mean? It's just straight boring, nothing really to look at. So we were both kind of hurting a little bit. But once we got to the Grapevine, the sun had set, and me being me, I'm thinking Grapevine in the dark. Yes, finally something exciting. She's seeing all these signs for caution, overheating. Watch for overheated vehicles on the side of the road. So she's getting nervous. I'm like, I don't even care. So we just bombed up the Grapevine. It was a great time.
Why don't you give everybody, a little bit about your background, riding, and kind of, how things started, where you got into it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Kind of, I don't know. It really just stems from my time in the military. I joined the military when I was 17. Both my folks, signed off and signed the dotted line. Said, yeah, he's under 18, but he can join if he wants. And so I did that. I was in the Air Force. During my time in the Air Force, I did 3 tours. But on my first tour, I had never been on motorcycles before. I didn't do a lot of people start with dirt bikes when they're little kids, and then they eventually go to street bikes. That wasn't the case for me. I was overseas, and I saw one of those overseas Harley dealers where you can get them at severe discount, tax free, all of that. And I was like, man, that sounds awesome. I want to do that. And I never got around to doing it while I was on deployment. But when I got back, I decided, shoot, I'm gonna get my endorsement. Screw it, I'm gonna try it. And so went through the class down here in Oregon. It's Team Oregon that they do, and got my endorsement. Went down to a local motorcycle shop. It wasn't my first bike was a Kawasaki Vulcan 500. That's what I started off on, and just riding it. The first time riders, you get out on the street for the first time, kind of takes your breath away, and you're just like, oh man, trying to figure out how to breathe a little bit. And after that, I was hooked. It was all downhill from there. But I ventured out to my first motorcycle rally that same year, that same summer, out in Baker City, the Hells Canyon Motorcycle Rally. And I saw all the different bikes and just all the different rides and everything. Just the whole culture all rolled into like one little town, a few city blocks. It's a small rally, and again, I was just hooked and ready to go. So eventually, riding around locally, meeting up with different people, so on and so forth, going on memorial rides or poker runs, anything I can get my hands on. And I was on this run, and we stopped at a rest area for a meetup, for everybody to meet up. It was an escorting. I think it was an escorting a veteran, a fallen veteran, I think is what the ride was. But we had a bunch of different bikers from all walks of life. We had clubbers, we had non-clubbers, and one of these guys that just leather clad, tough looking bikers. I'm a 19, 20-year-old kid at this point. And, I'm just like, comes up to me. And on one of these rallies, I'd gotten a bunch of patches, I'm like, yeah, an 18-year-old kid, I'm going to do the biker thing, and I had an arrangement of patches, and it was like top rocker, bottom rocker, and then a little center patch, right? Live to ride to live. I was so badass. And this guy comes up, and he goes, hey, is that is that an MC patch or are you just playing dress up? You know, and I was kind of like, it's not an MC. And he's like, oh, okay, so you're just playing dress up then, huh? Like, I guess so. But after that little, not even an altercation, really, just conversation, it dawned on me that I need to know more. I need to know more about what this is all about. So,
All the servers are going in and out.
and found that that was what's that?
Oh, your servers kind of went in and out on you.
Anyway, oh yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, I found out that was something that I wanted to be involved in, so I did that for a little while. Had a falling out with the club that I ended up with, and then decided just to roll solo for a while. And I've been, I've tried different groups, tried Hog, and they didn't really do it for me. And there's nothing against Hog, not at all. They're a great group of folks, but I just.
What's up, Brad?
I tried the Saddle Sore 1000. Am I still there?
Yeah, you're just kind of going in and out. We got Brad joined us too. We got the Iowa Hog Rider in here.
What's going on, boys?
Oh, right
just
on.
Hanging out. So what got you into the long distance stuff there, Tim?
Well, and that's what I was getting ready to get into. And
okay. Damn cell service is just going to be the bastard for you today. It's a nice frozen picture. Oh, he might come back. He might not. What's going on, Brad?
Not much, buddy. How about yourself? Just enjoying the day here.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Just kind of enjoying stuff. Decided maybe, Amy's like, why don't you just do something random? I'm like, fine. All right. So, fair day, message via the guys, see if anybody wants to hang out for a few, talk some stuff. And actually, it was cool. You and I actually got to meet up, and Sturgis finally got to meet in person for a bit. So that was freaking fun.
That only took 6 days, but, other than that.
Oh, yeah. I know. Amy's like, some guy, a hog guy was here looking for him. I'm like, can you narrow it down? Then, yeah, you came by Sturgis. She's, no, that guy over there, he was wanted to talk to him. Like, oh, shit, that's Brad. I have to go track him down.
Oh, shit. That was a good time. Finally got over the heat here. I mean, God, for the last week, it was just brutal. Heat index, 105, 108, some crap like that. And wasn't even fun to ride the bike. I mean, you get on the bike, it felt like riding through a damn toaster oven or something.
Yeah. It gets damn warm. We haven't been that bad here. It's been nice. We've been in God, yesterday was like 82, which wasn't bad at all. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah. A beautiful day yesterday. We did a benefit ride for cancer yesterday, and God, it was beautiful, like 83, sunny, just perfect day,
Yeah, those are nice. I don't mind those days. I know I went out for a little scoot today, and Amy and I got some riding in yesterday. Yeah, Amy, do you know how many names I hear without seeing a face? How was your trip back from Sturgis?
Good. It was long though. God, usually I can be back in 9, and it was 12 hours, a little over 12 hours to get back between road construction and some idiot thought it was a good idea to burn up a semi on the interstate, and it was kind of a shit show.
Yeah, that'll tend to throw a monkey wrench in things for sure.
Man. But no.
So how was your trip all going over and, your whole Sturgis adventure? Everything work out pretty well?
That was good. I mean, hey, you're in Sturgis, right?
Yeah. And a lot of rain this year.
I only got rained on 7 out of 8 days, but my rain suit works. I know that much.
Hey, that's a bonus. At least you know it works.
Yeah. I think the only thing we didn't get accomplished was catching up with Mike and Nick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we hooked up with them going into Sturgis, but yeah, that was the last, that we were able to hang out with them and know they had stuff going on. But no, yeah, we hooked up with them in Butte on the way over because they brought the trailer up to give to us, and then we, the next day we rode from Butte down to Sturgis. They peeled off just a little bit before Sturgis, but yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm looking forward to the day. Like I said in the chat there earlier, well, I guess now I have to go back because we just never had a chance to meet. So
they're good. They're good guys. I have a lot of fun hanging with those two. They're great people, and we're all, pretty well like-minded, but just it's a good time. It's always fun and shooting the shit with those guys and the memories and everything. It's fun. Love those guys.
Yeah. One of these days I got to get my video finished. I got all the footage downloaded. I just haven't had time to edit and get it all done and put something out there, but
yeah, that's the hard part, man. It can take forever.
I know. I'm debating if I cut it up into pieces or do I just make it one and be done and call it good. I don't know. Let's see.
And sometimes I think you get more intriguing action. Say if you turn it into 4 or 5 clips. The 13 to 15 minute range. Little part 1, 2, 3, and kind of do a little series and watch some people's. They seem to get a lot more attention when they're little shorter films, and it kind of pulls them in, and then they want the next one, and the short attention span. Oh
yeah,
shoot, I can't be on him.
Too much ice cream or what?
Oh, that was so funny. Some reason, Kimberly Wallen, call her Twister, they cannot get, for some reason, there's no butterscotch ice cream or whatnot down there in Texas. And everybody's been pitching her crap. And I was coming back from Port Townsend. Amy's like, you should stop at Dairy Queen and get, a butterscotch dilly bar, dip cone, and just, give Twister shit. I'm like, what? Like, what's the backstory? It's like, I didn't see all the other posts. So I called her. I'm like, okay. And then she sends me a message. She goes, I called them. They have lots of it there. I'm like, fuck, I'll buy a box of them. So I bought a whole box of butterscotch dilly bars.
Oh, geez. Nice.
Sure, nice. Why not? It's comical. When you get a chance to, you can just roast somebody over some fun like ice cream or whatnot. Why not? Why not make it fun?
That's good. Good stuff.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, so Kim says that I got to save one in my freezer for the day she makes it up here. I'm like, well, you better hurry up.
No guarantees.
Yeah.
So how was your Sturgis trip?
It was a lot of fun. Kind of, going in there wanting the, we had the opportunity to go work for Wild Ass, which was really cool. And then also intimidating a little bit because like you think, something, I have a good understanding how the product works. I mean, I've used the Wild Ass seat cushion for, 2.5+ years, but then there was a lot more to it, and it was educational. And then I ended up learning a whole lot more about the whole cushion, and it was a lot of fun. Amy and I had a great fun. Craig and his wife Renee and their whole crew of people were super fun to get to know even more. Personally, plus when you're staying with them, and it was a lot of fun. We all, have the common interests and stuff we like, and like-minded personalities. So that part of it was a lot of fun. Then getting to meet a lot of people, and just the kind of checking things out. I mean, we didn't so much get to experience the whole rally, going places, but we did get to see a lot of stuff while we were there, and made a lot of friends, and it was super cool.
Did you have much of a chance to get a lot of the rides in?
We did Sunday. Well, the main thing we wanted to do, because we got there Saturday night, was it like the 5th of August, I think? And so Sunday we did the Devil's Tower run. And so we went out the Devil's Tower, did the big loop around there. And, that was a big thing that we wanted to do because we didn't get to see that last year when we were over there for the Hokahay event. And so we got that knocked off the list, which is one of our main priorities, and did the big loop around Devil's Tower and through Aladdin Hewlett and that whatnot. And, hit Sundance Harley Davidson over there. And it was fun. We really enjoyed it.
The only thing that really ticked me off, I kind of made a point of every place we stopped to get some drone footage. And we stopped at Aladdin that day, and it was, I don't know, 93, 95, whatever. It was warm. And my damn lens on my drone fogged up, and I didn't realize it. So I got home, had a great picture of the general store, and I flew up and down Main Street, all that fun stuff. You can't use it because it's all foggy.
Oh shit!
Like, crap.
That's right, Kim. I'm waiting to have my butterscotch dilly bar for dessert after I have dinner. Fair will be good. Let them get good and cold in the freezer, and yeah, should be lovely. Got Kim tuning in.
Oh yes.
So, what other places did you get to check out when you're over there? I know you're kind of doing the whole thing, getting around, having fun.
Yeah, we this year with Steve and John. I mean, we've ridden Iron Mountain Road, you've ridden Needles. How many videos can people put out on the same damn thing?
Right.
So we kind of tried to find some places different. And got that one day we found this little place out past the Full Throttle. You go past the Full Throttle through this little burb of a town called Newell. And then, I don't know, it's 6-8 miles up the road. There's a little bar called Spur Creek Saloon.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a blast there. I think we were the only 6 bikes there. And Stevie's kind of putting it out, we're going to do it anyway ride thing. And so there's a guy from Australia showed up, a couple of guys, a couple of the Canadians, obviously Steve and John. I think one of the other guys was from Britain or something. And so I got a good clip of the old cowboy that owns the place was teaching the Australian how to rope on a practice thing, dummy, steer, whatever, being filmed by Brit. So I got all that video. I'm like, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah. I know Craig from Wildlands, on one of the days we were going down to Sturgis, we rode Vanocker Canyon up around Nemo, and that was freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
Ended up doing that 2 or 3 times on the way down to Sturgis, and man, that was a lot of fun. That's a beautiful area. Oh, see if Tim's got service again.
There it is. Now, Spearfish Canyon is still probably one of my favorite rides, but I'll tell you what, that stretch from Aladdin to Hewlett, it's got to be a damn close second.
I did Spearfish last year, but I don't know if you've ever been up to Nemo, and it's just going through you're running the south end of Rapid City down to Sturgis on the south side, and holy crap, it's just beautiful. I mean, all the ranches up there in the little town of Nemo, it was a cool little area. And we were riding it early enough in the morning to get down to Sturgis that there wasn't hardly any traffic.
Yeah, that's kind of the key, I think, when after like the first couple days, if you want to get the rides in, get in there early so everybody that's hungover is not up and out on the road yet.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, you're back, Tim. You got everything situated, almost home?
Yep. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, my phone overheated. So, I'm sure, long distance folks, that's no stranger to that issue.
Yeah, I've had that happen on the bike where screens start getting darker and darker. I'm like, shit, I kind of need my navigation right now so I know where the hell I'm going.
Yep. The other thing, too, is the rain getting in the charging port. And then you're trying to play music and everything, and then the charging port just shuts down, and you're like, crap.
That exact thing happened to me. When did I go down? I went down to Crash Inc. It might have been like May, which Brad's shop is down in Dallas, Oregon. And I got just south of Portland, ended up in the worst fucking monsoon that I've ever rode through. And it quit charging. I think I was like 15% battery in like 40 minutes from Brad's house. And I've only been there once. I'm like, fuck. Wouldn't charge because it's all wet. And I'm like, just stay alive. I think when I pulled into a shop, I had it was 3 or 4% battery left. Like, thank God.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah, the charging thing when it gets wet, it's a pain in the rear.
Yeah.
But
that it is. So earlier, before you had the great cell service debacle and then the overheating, you're kind of getting into how you got into the long distance kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I was telling you that story about my wife and I doing the saddle soar down to LA, And for me, it's one challenge after the next. So we tried the saddle soar and we did it, and I was just like, okay, well, what's next? And what's the next thing? What's the next challenging thing that I can accomplish? And I stumbled upon the Hoka Hey motorcycle challenge, and a couple 3 years ago, I had seen it, and I looked through all the rules and all of this, and I'm just like, holy cow, that sounds that's serious, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And but after doing the saddle soar, I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, I mean, shoot, let's give it a go, So I went through the motions and picked. I already knew what charity that I was going to ride for, even prior to applying, and went through it, applied, a couple interviews, and I was selected. I was chosen and given rider number 1159, and in my preparation for the Hoka Hey in the last let's see, it's August, so 5-6 months that I was selected. I've found all types of information on long distance riding, and then gotten more information on the mile monsters, and all the different riders, and rider stickers, and just all the different little ins and outs, and that's I've just kind of started participating and started doing things, and have found that I'm really enjoying it. And we wife and I went down to the Rendezvous in Eagle Nest, New Mexico, and got to meet all these big time long distance riders, and people that I've grown to look up to quite a bit. And we actually stayed in the same house with Riot and Shell and Larry, Valerie, Craig. Like there was a bunch of people that we stayed with that I look up to quite a bit, and got to hear different stories from the road, and different tips, tricks, talking about suspension. Riot took the opportunity to talk about suspension. I don't blame him for that. And it just tons of good information, and lots of learning during that trip, and not only on the road but also in talking to people. Got to meet Twister. That was awesome. We rolled in, and I hadn't met any of these people before, seen their bikes or anything. So we roll into Eagle Nest after hitting the brewery and doing a little meet and greet, and we roll into Eagle Nest where the lodge, I don't remember what the name of the place is where the headquarters was, but we roll into that parking lot, and I was just like, oh shoot, look, there's Twister, there's Riot, like all these people that I've been following and whatnot, and talking to online. I was just, oh, there they are, it's cool, and so it's been a long fun journey getting just to where I'm at now, and I've got a long way to go in completion of the Hoka Hey and all of the other endeavors that come after. So I'm looking forward to it.
So 24 will be your first one?
Yeah, it will be. I'm a rookie for 24.
Oh, it's fun. I know getting to meet Shell last week, and which was funny, her and Del Meyer showed up here on a Thursday because they misread the flyer and thought that Monsters Over Mountains was starting on Friday, which it wasn't until Saturday. So they were here for an extra day, but it was fun getting to know them. And then, riding that, when you spend 32 hours on the road, it's kind of, you can get to know somebody. Granted, some of our stops were short, but the time you spend riding with some of those individuals, you can even learn a little bit of stuff just watching riding. And plus, like I said, you look at their setups. And one thing that I really liked about when I met Shell, because I hadn't met her before she showed up at the house. We've been Facebook friends, like a lot of us do. And she's, hey, I want to show you something, on the back of her Indian Challenger. She's like, hey, she goes, this is my first aid kit. She goes, something happens. She goes, you pop this clip, the whole kit comes off. It, it's all mounted on the outside. And that was one of her things. She showed all of us, when guys would pull in, everybody's meeting each other, some knew others and whatnot. But she made a point to show everybody, hey, if something happens, somebody, or we stop somewhere, this is how, this comes off instantly. Just hit this clip, pull it, the whole thing, and she's got, a higher level first aid kit. Like, there was all kinds of crap that, she's packing from now, brain fart. But yeah, it was pretty impressive. And it was just a lot of fun. She's a kick in the pants.
Oh yeah. Shell was fantastic to hang out with. My wife and her got along real well, and we talked and just sharing stories. And one of the things is, we were talking about like what route everybody's taking to get home. And she said, well, I don't know. I've been really wanting to go out to Winslow, Arizona and go stand on the corner. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, go get a picture on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. And she's like, you know that song? And I was like, yeah, I do know that song, but that's an actual thing. And she said, yeah, it is. I wanted to get that picture for a long time. So I was looking at it and I'm, shoot, all right, honey, we're going to go do this. So, my wife and I rode on the way home through Winslow, and it wasn't too far out of the way from where we were going anyway. And it was great. And we got to get that picture, sent it to her and said, look, this was your idea. We did it. Thank you. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, she's super cool. It's fun getting to meet, the other riders and individuals within the, community. It's pretty fun. Everybody has different stories, different ventures. And I thought it was cool, having, her and Dell, who are from, the Midwest, come all the way out here to want to come ride the, the Monsters Over Mountains, which I thought was super freaking cool.
Yeah. And, that's something that I really wanted to participate in. Yeah, I had some family stuff going on, and I just was not able to make it happen. But being that it was so close, I was eyeballing it. I was talking to Frank too about it, and I was just like, "Hey, what is this about?" He's like, well, he told me, and I was like, "Oh shoot, man, I want to do that." And I wanted to show up. It just had some family stuff going on and wasn't able to make it. So
yeah, hey, there's always next year, which we're working around the dates next year of the Hoka, so it won't interfere with that because Frank's been one of the original riders that's really helped up, done a lot of the stuff for helping promote it and whatnot. So we wanted to move dates around to ensure that Frank can still ride it because he's one of the originals and he's done so much to help with it every year with him and Abbott's Printing and all the extra stuff they've done, really gone the extra mile that we will definitely be working dates around it. And right now, tentatively, it's going to be the 24th and 25th of August, which, there's, few riders down south in Texas that are planning on making a stop here on the way back down to ride that too. So, I'd gladly work around dates just to help accommodate those that are, doing something much bigger on a bigger spectrum than, the little 2-day fun ride, but it's still a lot of fun. And it's neat that people want to come ride it and have fun experience, what Northwest has.
Oh, absolutely. And that's something I was mentioning on my live video today. It's just like Pacific Northwest, man. I've ridden in a lot of places, but Pacific Northwest is just beautiful.
Now, where exactly are you at in Oregon?
I'm down in Willamette Valley, just north of Salem.
Oh, wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck. You're right down Brad Columbus area down there, and he's in Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes from me. Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's great. I love it here, and we can hit the coast in an hour. We can hit some desert in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Go hit the mountains, some twisties, which is whatever your flavor is of the day, you got it within an hour or two.
Yeah. Tell you what, if you want some stuff done or, wanting to get parts or whatnot down at Crash Inc., Brad's a dealer for a lot of people. I'm glad they help you out, get you hooked up with Brad if there's more stuff you need. Then he does some fucking killer work at his place.
Yeah. That sounds good. I'm going to have to check him out and I don't know, give him a ring or something, see what kind of stuff I need and what we can come up with.
Yeah, I know he does a lot of, of course, he's a dealer. I know the weekend I was down there for 2 days when we did the whole new front end on my bike. He had like 2 22 road glides. He had a 21 street glide. They were doing all pro action suspension, dumping the front ends and putting all pro action in the front. And God seems like he said it became one of his bread and butter deals. Everybody wants that pro action. He's built the cart and for all that suspension stuff that fucking puts a bike on the lift and shit, he's got the forks off them within like 30 minutes. Stuff's dumped and new cartridges in, and
sweet.
People love him. Then same with going to the the other thing I learned about with the geezer trees, pulls your rake in a little bit on the front end for better handling.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do that, those geezer trees with that Pro Action, he goes, those baggers handle like fucking crotch rockets.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
But well, Denver, hey, I gotta run.
No problem,
but-
buddy. Hey, thanks for hanging out for a few.
No, absolutely. I really appreciate you inviting me on the show. This has been great. This is actually my first podcast, so thank you.
Yeah, it's just kind of a fun little hangout, random thing. Just fuck, I haven't been on here in like a month, so fair. Why not just see if people want to come hang out for a few?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And
Oh, and there he goes again.
He gone.
Damn, he gone. Maybe it's time to upgrade that phone or something. Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
there he is.
So I avoid some service and overheating issues and all that, and
Yeah,
that way it'd be a little bit easier going. So, but
There you go.
again, thank you very much. And
Yeah. We'll touch base
chat
later,
with you
buddy.
soon. Yeah.
All right, man.
absolutely.
yeah. Later.
All right, bye.
Yeah. So what's next on the agenda for the Iowa Hog Rider? What do you got coming up, Brad?
Oh, nothing in stone. I'm trying to convince my buddy Tom, who rides with me most of the time, to try and get down to the Stubborn American.
Head down to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, but we'll see. I don't know.
You gonna ride down there, or are you gonna trailer? What's your plan?
No, I'll take camper, take toy hauler. But
It is
I
nice to have
think-
something dry just for those weather situations.
Yeah, I think I'm afraid that most of the campsites are already sold out. So we'll see. He's
Yeah.
not sure if he can get the time off. And
What
all
is that?
fun stuff. So last weekend of September,
Oh, okay.
like last week in September, first couple days of October there, whatever.
Oh, so we've had a few people in here. Yeah, the beard's kind of gone. I use it as a bit of a gimmick, you could say. We had last weekend was the Monsters Over Mountains, which I was very late on getting it out there for the fundraising because we still had the Monster 100 going. We were in, the wife and I were over in Sturgis on the road for 12 days. So by the time we got back and trying to get the fundraising, I'd set a goal. I wanted to raise $5,000 in 6 days. And so I said, hey, if we can break 5,000, I'd shave my beard because I didn't think it was going to happen. And it was really slow. I mean, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We left Saturday morning. It was like $1,500-$1,600. And Sunday morning, it was a little over $2,000. I'm like, ain't going to happen. Well, then, Shell Federson and God, you got Ride, all kinds of the whole Mile Monster crew, my wife, everybody just starts sharing the shit out of that post on Sunday morning. And it starts jumping. And we ended up getting home at like 2 something. And it still hadn't broke $5,000. I'm like, I'm in the clear. They had till 4:40 was when it was going to cut off because that we started the day before at 4 a.m. So the 36-hour run would end at like 4:40 that afternoon. And I remember I got a text from Riot a little after 3. You better plug in your clippers, son, because you just broke $5,000. I'm like, fuck, what? He's like, damn it. So, it was cool. We were able to raise the money for Mile Monsters and help the kids with Duchenne's. But yeah, it was sad. It did happen. I didn't think it was going to get there, but it's one of those things, it'll grow back. And a lot of people had a lot of fun. I mean, somebody donated an extra $100 if they could cut a piece off with the freaking garden shears or a hedge trimmer. And oh yeah, Amy, my wife, had an absolute fun. And so did everybody else making fun of me. And I've been incognito ever since. I mean, I've, gone next to some friends, seen people at the store, and nobody has any idea who I am. It's comical.
I'll bet. Well,
But
it's good,
yeah,
good to see that you raised, you hit your goal, raise some good money for a good cause. So
Yeah, and I'll never do it again. If I do, it's going to be a whole lot more than that. It's been cold, went for a couple rides. The face gets a little cold when the temperatures are down. So, I'm used to my insulation on my face. I don't have it right now.
yeah, give it a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a good live video on the Mile Monsters page of the ride company. He's like, dude, I'll schedule a live. He goes, bring you in. He goes, we'll do this live on Facebook. I'm like, all right. So, set the chair up, had everybody out and got the clippers out, and Amy had a blast.
I caught part of it where she went right up the middle.
Yep.
Fu Manchu thing going.
Yeah, I thought could lead the big sideburns like the old Kentucky headhunters. But yeah, no, she took it all off every freaking bit. Then Wright tried to chip in more money for the eyebrows, and like, Jesus, no way, man. Not happening.
Not even for a deli bar?
Ooh. No, wouldn't happen. Got to draw the line somewhere.
Wasn't that a commercial? Maybe it's a Klondike bar or some stupid thing where the guy shaves his eyebrow off.
Yeah, do anything for a Klondike. But no, it's pretty cool. I mean, all in all, and I had to laugh. One of the boys, Turbo, once we got done, he's like, will you hurry up and grow that back? But no, it was fun to watch the fundraising, slow, and all of a sudden it just went nuts. I'm like, holy crap, this is actually going to happen.
It's good.
But yeah, all for good cause. So now it's in the regrow backstage, and there's a whole lot of gray I noticed in this round of it coming back. But
I hear you.
What can you do?
I hear you. Can't grow anything up here, but at least I can get something here.
Yeah, I know the feeling. But no, it's fun. Now we're just getting ready. Doing a run down to California in a couple weeks for one of the Monster Heroes for his birthday. I'm gonna buzz down there, do an iron butt down to Irvine, California, and hang out. And
nice. How far is that then?
1,230 miles one way.
Ooh, that's a pretty good jump.
Yeah, that'll be the plan is do an iron butt, do a saddle sore leave early in the morning Friday, get down there Friday night, stay there, and then do his barbecue. They're doing like a car show motorcycle thing, and check that out, and then probably get at least 5 hours, 6 hours run back Saturday night, crash somewhere, and then the rest of the way home on Sunday because I got to work Monday.
Yeah.
But no, that'd be fun.
Getting that time of year where days keep getting shorter, and
yeah, I can tell fall's coming. It's like I mowed the lawn this morning and got the backyard, nothing but freaking leaves coming out of the trees.
Oh, really? Yeah,
it's
we haven't had to touch a mower here for a month. It's just been burned up and she gone. Yeah,
the growth kind of definitely stopped. It was nice. Our son mowed the lawn while we were gone in Sturgis, and parts that really didn't need to be mowed, but the other parts that love to grow like hog wilds and patches. So like if I could mow the whole thing, then basically it was mow leaves in the back.
That's good.
Yeah, using lawnmowers like a vacuum and just bag up all the leaves. But yeah. But yeah, I think for me that probably September would be about the last big ride for the year for me.
When's your riding season pretty much shut down then for you?
You can ride year round here. I mean, there's some days you kind of got to dress a little bit in layers, but it all depends on how cold it gets, come November, December, January, especially if they're, the forecast calls for ice and, rain and the sub-freezing temperatures. Then they start laying all that de-icer on the road. And once you hit the de-icer, definitely slow stuff down because that stuff is so fucking corrosive.
Yeah.
You usually got to wait if you have a good temperatures come up, you get a good couple rains, really wash it off the highway, then you can still get out and ride. But if a person dresses, you got the right gear, you can ride year round here.
I'll ride around here until they put that salt brine down, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
As soon as they do that, then I park it. So.
Yeah, that's kind of how that de-icer is here. Once they put it on the road, to go back out, you wait for a few good rainstorms, and you can see when it washes off the road because it'll leave all these lines in the road once they put it on, and then You get a good couple rainstorms, clean it off, and you get one good day. It's like, all right, cool, go out for a ride. And yeah, otherwise, that's about it in the wintertime. Then just course
usually
dress appropriately.
Yeah. Usually around here, by the time it gets to that point, it's not going to rain. If it's anything, it's going to be that white crap coming down. So
I don't think the forecast here is supposed to be a very mild winter, and I think a little bit warmer than normal. So I don't know. Maybe we'll miss all that white shit and have a decent, just mildly tempered winter.
I'll send some your way if you miss it.
No, you can keep that shit. Send it all to Wyoming. Mike and Nick really miss that stuff.
I'll bet. I bet they get it worse than we do, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll just let Eastern Wyoming can just take all the winter from all of us, and they can just have it all. They don't mind. They love that shit.
Oh, well. Is what it is.
Yep. Enjoy the summers. Oh, shit. I mean, pretty fortunate. I was actually looking at my trip odometer from when Amy and I left for Sturgis, and I'm just about to roll 5,000 miles just this month alone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that's probably one of my highest months ever. But I mean, shit, the trip to Sturgis and back, I mean, that was like 3,500 miles, I think we did.
I'm about 4,500 for the year, I think. 48, not quite 5.
Tell you what, hey, cool. My lights just turned off on. Oh, they're back. Cool. It's all good. I need to replace that switch. If you've ever ridden through or tell you beautiful areas, northwest central Montana, holy crap, that is absolutely some gorgeous country to ride through. When Amy and I were coming back, we came back that way. It's like some of those highways are like 200 and Highway 200 through Montana. And there was another couple going from like Billings up towards Great Falls, and then Great Falls to Missoula would be a landscape photographer's fucking dream. Just some of the farmlands, the rolling hills, the old grain silos, and the mountains. And man, it was absolutely beautiful. That's one section I would love to go ride again, just because the scenery and the topography of the land and everything was just amazing.
I've been through that part of the country before. Many years ago, we went up to where did we end up at? Edmonton. Yeah, Edmonton. And it is beautiful country. I'd love to ride the bike through it. I was going to ask you, how far are you from Kelowna?
Kelowna? I don't think it's very far.
So John has moved to like a suburb of Kelowna. I forget the name of what it's actually called, but him and Steve are really bending my ear trying to get me to come out and ride through the Rockies with them or something. And I said to him, I said, well, I don't think, looking on the map, I'm like, I don't think that's that far from Denver.
No, it's only Kelowna is 6 hours 50 minutes.
Yeah. Well, then Mike or Nick, I think one of them threw something up there a little earlier about making a trip out there. So I don't know. To me, if I'm going to do it, I'll probably take 2 weeks. I'm not going to ride it out. I'll throw the bike in the toy hauler and something like that. But if we get something kind of figured out here over the coming months, why we need to stay in touch and see if it works out, it'd be great.
I've been wanting to get up that way a lot. It'd be fun. Yeah. And I need to get up there because I have some other ideas. It'd be nice to go see some roads up there.
Yeah. Well, and I'm pretty sure they'll let me in because I got pulled over by the South Dakota State Police one day. Apparently, you're not supposed to go 58 and 40.
No, yeah. Sometimes they do frown upon that.
Yeah, of course. He goes, I gave him my papers, all that stuff. He goes, you have any weapons? I'm like, yeah, I actually had my concealed carry in the saddlebag. And he kind of spun around real quick, and he was really cool about it. He just gave me a warning. But good news is I don't have any arrest warrants for me out there, so got that going for me.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, DOS 12 through Idaho is great. We rode that last weekend all the way from Lewiston all the way to Missoula. A couple fires going up there. There was 3 of them, but they weren't that bad. Yeah, that's nice here in Washington. We have the see, I don't know if other states do it. We have the enhanced license you can get, so you can drive across the border. You just show them your driver's license. It already has a background check. It's all put into your license. Basically, they scan it and go on your way. You don't have to take a passport or any of that stuff across the border.
Is
As
that
long
the
as you're
one where they put the
driving.
gold? Is that the one where they put the gold star on your license?
It might have a. Oh shit! My wallet's right here. Let me see. I think at the
I've
top
got
it just
that.
says. No, ours are red on the top, and it says enhanced. Like mine's an enhanced commercial license. So at the top, then there's a little barcode thing they scan on the back to let you cross.
Okay.
But if you're flying, you still have to have a passport. But with the enhanced, as long as you're driving in a vehicle or motorcycle, car, whatever, you can drive across the border with the enhanced license.
I'll have to look into that. I don't know that Iowa actually does that. I know Minnesota does, but I don't know about Iowa.
Yeah, I don't know how other states work. And I know it's one thing when I redid my license with all my crap for all my CDLs, like, you want enhanced? And it wasn't. It was super cheap. I'm like, well, fuck, might as well. I want to go up to Canada again. I've been there in 25 years or so.
Same here.
When I can go down and look across the water and see Canada, but yeah, I ain't been there forever. But no, going up to Kelowna, it'd be fun to go up through that area. I got some plans of getting that way, so that'd be a lot of fun to check that out sometime. You guys look at that next year?
Oh, that's what they're talking about. Trying to figure out something. I don't know when. Almost have to be July or August. So I guess
go for July. July would be better.
That's just it. I mean, if we're going to do that, that might negate a trip to Sturgis. I don't know. Or maybe you try and tie the two together and hit Sturgis on the way back or something,
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. But there's some I know my dad goes up there almost yearly riding up through that area. Penticton, Kelowna. Whistler's not that far, but yeah, him and his buddy, they do a trip up there almost yearly up to that area. Go up there 2-3 days. Well, 3 to 4.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. My wife actually wants to go to Sturgis next year, so I guess I'm going to Sturgis, but
Hey, there you go. Actually, my wife, I think, we had a lot of fun over there. It was a cool area, and of course, she wasn't too in tune with the weather. I thought, it's going to be hot. Okay, so it wasn't really hot when we were there. It rained. It's kind of like Northwest weather, but still wasn't bad. It was fun. I mean, the trip over and the trip coming back was flat out hot. We left here on a Thursday night, went to Moses Lake, and we left Moses Lake like 8-ish in the morning and was already like 90, 91 degrees, 8 o'clock in the morning. So I could rode the whole way from Moses Lake to Butte, Montana in a t-shirt. And then got close to Sturgis the next day and then ran into rain for like 60 miles. And I waited about 30 miles too long to put on, rain gear. It's like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. And then you get stuck behind some semis. It's like, fuck. Now I'm wet.
My friends gave me crap because where were we going? Stevie and John and I were heading to, I forget where we were going somewhere anyway.
It's Kelowna, Mike.
We stopped and I threw my rain gear on. They were giving me crap. I bet we didn't get 10 miles down the road, and yeah, I got the last laugh because they got their ass soaked. I'm like, I might not like putting it on, but I bought it for a reason.
Yeah. It's like same with me. It's like I didn't want to stop. It's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. It'll be fine. And then because I have my soft lowers on, so it's like my feet were staying dry. That part was good. And then all of a sudden it's like I waited too long because then the water was soaking from my knees down. I'm like, shit. It's like, fuck it. I'm just gonna pull over and put it on. So I pulled over, grabbed the raincoats, gave Amy the one, put mine on. It's like, fuck, I'll just throw my chaps on. It wasn't super hard rain, but just enough to irritate the shit out of you.
Yeah. Now, the worst problem I had was I bought a modular helmet, which I love. Just leave it in the tour bag. I never take it out. But when it rains real hard, it runs down the back and then goes down in between my raincoat and my neck, and my back of my shirt gets wet every damn time.
There was I know there's some of those raincoats. I think Craig Johnson was talking about that. The Nelson Rig rain jackets, they have a real lightweight hood that you can put on inside your helmet, so that all the water deflects down your back and doesn't actually go down you. It goes down the outside of the raincoat.
Yeah, I think my raincoat's got that. I just never think to
Use
the
it.
thing out. But
Yeah.
my own damn fault.
Yeah. Done that too many times too. It's like, oh well, I'm wet now. But no, coming back, I know when we left, the weather, it was great. I guess right after we left Rapid City, a couple hours later, it got freaking nasty with hail and everything else. Like, fuck, it was blue skies and we left and beautiful that morning. Because I think we left at 7:30 that morning on the way to Great Falls, because that was one of the longer days. And man, the weather was great. We had great weather the whole time. Only ran out of gas one time, so it was good. Well, I knew it was going to be close. We're up some little town in the middle of nowhere in Montana, coming to a junction at the highway, and I look over and all they got is unleaded. It's like, well, my bike doesn't like 87 that well. And I didn't have any octane boost with me, which now I keep in my saddlebags all the time. And we're going to, like, I think it was Hawthorne, Montana. And I look at the signs like 60 something miles, and I'm looking at my odometer. I'm like, oh, this is going to be close. And I wasn't worried about it. I had my, 2 fuel bottles in the trailer. I'm like, worst case worse, I'll dump the fuel bottles in there, and I know I'll make it to the gas station. Fuck, we're like 30 miles, 25 miles from the town. Gas light comes on. I'm like, shit. Well, keep going and round this corner, and I can see the junction for the next highway, and I can see the gas station. About that time, the engine shut off. Boom. Like, fuck. Hit the kill switch, kind of make sure the fuel pump doesn't keep running. Just grabbed the clutch, and I got on the shoulder. And Amy's like, what are you doing? Oh, we're out of gas. She's like, well, is the gas light on? So, that's been on for a while. The car behind me goes. We pull into the center lane of the highway and coast down a little hill into the gas station. Well, it goes downhill, loops around, and comes back up. And then I ran out of gas like 20 yards. Well, I quit rolling 20 yards before the gas pump. I'm just fucking laughing. It's one of those things like, oh, well, she's like, are you just going to dump some fuel? And I'm like, no, I'll just push it. I mean, no big deal. It's not that far. And we just kind of chuckled. I laughed, put over 5 gallons in a 5-gallon gas tank. We pull over the side of the store. It's like, you want a beer? Because I feel like a beer. We just kind of chilled out there. It's like, we got like an hour and a half left to Great Falls. It's like, fuck it, let's just take a break for a minute. Which I think that was the fun part, going and coming. It's like, we're just running our own time frame. If we wanted to stop for something, if she needed to stretch or whatnot, we just pull over, and it was a lot of fun. Just go. It's like, hey, we made reservations in different towns, so we knew it was going to be some longer days, but you just ride at our own pace, and it was a lot of fun. I know Amy really enjoyed it, and is enjoying riding even more. It's like yesterday, say, hey, let's ride out to the beach. Go, grab a picnic. I'm like, okay. Like, well, shit, we can take some chairs, and it's like, fuck, we'll throw the trailer on. So, threw some lawn chairs, stuff in the trailer, and some other little goodies. Like, shit, this is kind of nice out of a trailer, extra little things, go to the beach. And of course, we didn't end up using them. We sat on, some big logs out at the beach, and, we stopped in the little town of Forks, bought some Subway sandwiches, and had a little picnic out on the beach where it ended up being foggy as hell. And I actually came into a scenario that I've never had before. So we're coming around a corner on the west end. You see some people in the road waving at us, and around the corner, and there's a freaking motorcycle upside down next to a guardrail on a bridge. And, I don't know if the couple came into the corner too hot, and so we stopped to try to help, what we could. It's like I grabbed my first aid kit and some, bottle of Gatorade we had in the cooler, and went over there, and you could see the lady, the passenger, was really going into shock. And luckily, it's like one of the next cars that pulled up, the guy was a paramedic, so he came over, started dressing stuff, and like 2 cars later, another car stops, and that lady was a nurse. And I told Amy, we looked at each other, it's like, there's really not much else we can do here except really just be in the way more than anything when you got 2 people that are, trained medical professionals. So, we just kind of stepped out and let them do their thing, and we went upon our way. But probably one of the first times I've ever had to pull my first aid kit out of my bike just in case if there was something I could do to help. But wasn't so much we could do besides, give them some fluids. But crazy scenario. They were still waiting for the medics to pull up an ambulance, and it's like shit.
Yeah. Did you hear anything as far as numbers at Sturgis this year?
Yeah, I want to say I heard like 400,000, 450,000, I think.
Okay. I hadn't heard any numbers. I just thought it seemed to me like there were more people, more bikes there this year than the last 2 times I was there.
Yeah, and they were saying it was down this year. Let me see what they're saying now. Sturgis.
Like that one day when Steven and John and I, the only real good day we had to ride because Stevie had to take off the next day. It took us all of 50 minutes to get across town, just across Sturgis. Time we came off the interstate to get down Lozelle out past like the turn off to the full throttle. That was like 45 or 50 minutes.
Yeah. It got to the point when I was down to Sturgis, I figured out I went the back way and I would head west because trying to get through down Lozelle, Main Street, and all that. I'm like, I'm going to go the other way. But yeah, so they said 458,000 Harleys attended. So you figure some of those are, 2 up or whatnot. So yeah, that's what they came up with for this year.
Yeah, that's a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, not bad. So, well, shoot, buddy, I think I'm going to go get some dinner and chill and get ready for bed and do that work thing tomorrow.
Same. I hear you.
Well, hey, thanks for coming on and hanging out, Brad, with such short notice for you just do a live one. It's like, hey, maybe somebody will talk. Because I can't do the monkey thing where you just talk to the side chats. Like, fuck, I can't do that shit.
No problem. I'm glad. It was good to catch up with you again, too.
Yeah, it was fun. It's always a good time.
Well, we'll do it again.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, man, you guys have fun, ride safe. We'll catch you. The next actual one is going to be September 9th. And from the Motorcycle Man podcast, Todd, who actually has the 3rd longest running motorcycle podcast since they've all started, will be coming on and hanging out. I got to meet him in Sturgis. So I got a lot of great guests coming from the Sturgis Strip, people I got to meet. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But I figure I'm going to wait till after the holiday weekend and then come back. Just kind of enjoy some downtime. So
sounds good.
All right, man. Hey, all you guys ride safe, have fun. We'll catch you guys very soon. Hey, thanks a lot, Brad.